Yo, what's up, guys? It's Eugene Smilez, and I'm back. I'm back with a surprise podcast. I was gonna do this next week, but I'm kind of ready to move on to something else. And if you have not checked out my Finding Love at 40 podcast, it is fucking hilarious. But before we get started, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. My YouTube, my podcast, the Smile Show. Check out my music, all that. So, I did a podcast titled Do You Value Your Relationships? I did that in November, and some things were said. One thing in particular absolutely was not true. Um, it caused a little confusion, so I absolutely want to clear some things up. I did say a comment where I was I was talking about a certain group of people, and I said they're not my real friends outside the show. Let me tell y'all something. I don't even listen to my podcasts when I record them, unless I have to do a video for it or I know I need to edit something out of it. So I went and I was listening. I was like, let me. I heard about an issue with a group of friends, and I was like, what? Why? What happened? So I actually had to go back and listen to my podcast, and I listened to it. I'm just like, and I said, whoa, why did I say that? I don't even remember saying that. At that time, look, I was emotional. I was going through. I was going through based on what um we went on that weekend, and I was just like talking, and the whole comment about certain group of friends not being my real friends outside of the show absolutely is not true, because since I recorded that, I have talked to them, most of them. I have seen them. We've made plans, all of that. And I want to first of all apologize publicly for that comment, because that definitely was not true. Don't know why I said it, but it said it was out there. And after having a conversation, I was uh, debating on the idea on whether I should delete the podcast. Um, but then I said, you know what, I'm not, because it's real life. And though I ain't no huge celebrity or nothing like that, I am somewhat in the public eye. People are watching. Let me tell you something. The haters is always watching, baby. They're always watching. They're looking for you to slip up, and I don't mind. Because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody says things that they necessarily don't mean, or might not be presented a certain way, and it is what it is. So I just left it up, and I said I'm gonna do another podcast, kind of clearing that up and just talking about things. And if you see the title of this podcast, best believe if we are friends, if you consider us friends, and I said we are friends, feel free to cuss me out. Feel free to correct me. Feel free to approach me about anything. I don't feel no ways about it. And anybody that's known me, that really knows me, that has known me for years, which most of the people in my life that I deal with know me, will cuss me out, get me together. We'll have a conversation about something. I won't feel no ways about it. And it is what it is. Because I think you should be able to check your friends. Um, and when I was talking about my friends on the show, I was like, I don't really see us getting any deeper. At that moment, that's exactly what I felt. And what I forgot to add, because I'm learning, let me tell you something. Again, I don't deal with newer people, so all of my friends know me. So when you're dealing with newer people, you're dealing with different energies, different personalities, and you have to clean things up again. And let me tell you something. My delivery is not always the best. I don't always think about trying to give the other side of it sometime. And I think the other side of it that I did not mention was I still want to see where it can go. I'm excited to see where it can go. Um, Out of that, that group of people, it's three of us that were really close, or are closer, and we have enjoyed each other and learned a lot about each other, and I am still excited to see where that will go. If they continue to be friends with me, sometimes you say things or do things, and though they might not be you might not see that it was a big deal at the time, or you might not know that it will be a big deal. Some people might feel like you betrayed them. Some people might feel like you betrayed their trust, or you turned their back on them, or something like that. And sometimes you've caused damage that cannot be healed. And that's definitely not that was not my purpose. I wasn't even thinking about that when I was talking. I was just going through my friends. And um hopefully with this situation, it we've talked about, hopefully it can go forward and we move on from it. That's always my goal, is to move on and get better. And with your friends, you do have spats sometimes. I've had spats with other friends where we haven't talked for months, and we talk and we clear it up and we continue to move forward. And hopefully that can happen in this situation. If it does not, it's very unfortunate, because that's not what I want. And I never want to try to hurt, I never want to hurt anybody. That's not my goal. I want everybody in my life to be successful, to be happy. I never want to cause any pain or harm to anybody. But I do understand if somebody's like, what you did hurt me, or what you said hurt me, and I don't know if I can recover from that. I don't know if I can trust you again. That's my fault. I can't make you want to be friends or continue a friendship with me. So I definitely understand if that does happen, but that's definitely not the case. I want to definitely continue my friendships, all of them, even the ones I talked about where I was like people popping up in town and not saying nothing. I definitely would love to continue those friendships and talk about it and clear those things up. But I definitely understand if somebody is like, hey, I can't be friends with you, or I can't communicate with you anymore, or it can never be the same. I understand that, and I can't do anything but put the ball in their court, and I will always be here. I will always be a champion for everybody that I did consider friends, that weren't necessarily being friendly to me anymore, or weren't communicating with me, or everybody I consider friends. I want to continue to be friends with. And you know will always wish them the best, will never badmouth them or anything like that. So if we were friends and we never fell out for real, like you ain't sleep with my man, which I don't know, some of y'all slept with my man in the past. I don't know about it. We still cool. Now, when I find out about it, I might look at you sideways, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't necessarily know how to say things or give hope to things. Sometimes I'm just talking. You're like, yeah, I don't really fuck with that bitch. Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? You ever say that about somebody, but in deep inside you really love them? That kind of be that kind of situation. But yeah, it's never gonna be any beef with me and anybody that I was friends with. Um, it ain't, and it's always gonna be me championing them. And guess what? It's none of y'all motherfucking business. It's nobody else's business but me and that person. And it's always, always, always going to be love. And I am a fuck up, just like everybody else. I've said things or done and made mistakes, and it is what it is. But guess what, guys? If you ever have an issue with anything I said, and we're friends, hello, we have a relationship, hello, a real relationship. Feel free to call me and be like, Eugene, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Get me together. Let's have a conversation about it. And I'm not gonna feel no way about it. I have very tough skin. I don't mind facing problems head on, no matter what the problem is. I faced a lot of things in my life, a lot of things that I could have easily ran away from, that weaker people might have run away from. Um, I faced them, and I've dealt with them. And the outcomes have been good, bad, and different, whatever. But I always want to face them and always want to clear things up, because I don't like when people are like, well, it seemed like you said, or it came off as. No. I'm a person that kind of likes to just say what it is. And if it comes off as something else, I don't mind clearing it up. Absolutely do not mind clearing it up. Um, because I don't like confusion. I don't like foolishness. So I feel free to call me, talk to me, and we'll definitely get it together. And I think this brings up to another conversation. People be scared to check their friends. And not this ain't even about my situation. It's just that I've seen people just throughout my life, throughout Atlanta, whatever, and they're scared to check their friends. Their friends get a little too drunk, get a little out of control. They don't want to check their friends. They don't want to tell it, hey, you were out of control the other day, or you did this, you did that. I don't like that. You ever go somewhere with somebody? I ain't never been nowhere with nobody like, and they did this, but they're rude to like the wait staff, like rude for no reason. Now, it's one thing if the wait staff is being rude to you. It's like, hey, you all right today? You okay? Do I need to get another waiter? What's going on? But like people just being rude to wait staff or rude to servers or just rude to the person at the retail store. Like, why are you being rude to them? Because I've worked with the public a lot, and I don't want to work with the public anymore because people are rude. Do not be afraid to check your friends, and if you can't check your friends, you're not their friend. Just like if anybody in your circle is doing some fucked up shit or just needs to be real back in, you should be the one to do that if you're really a friend. And anybody that's my friend, y'all need to know that. Definitely reel me back in, be like, hey, I don't understand this, I don't like that, I don't like what you did, I don't like what you said. Cause I can definitely be wrong. I can be unclear. I might not see it from a different point of view, and I need to see that because everything is always about growth, and I am a totally different person than what I used to be. Hello, somebody. I ain't what I used to be. I ain't what I've been through. You hear me? and I always want to continue to grow and just continue to be just intentional with everything I do. My relationships, my projects, anything I'm involved with, I want to be intentional and I want to always strive. And anytime I'm in a relationship with somebody, whether it's some kind of like an intimate relationship or a friendship, if I'm putting time into that relationship, I want to see it go into a positive direction. Always, always want to see it do it go into a positive direction. Even if it doesn't grow into what I think it is, I always want to see it go into a positive direction. And that's just what it is. I actually today went to a wake. I'm not going to call this person my friend, but we were cool. We actually used to be closer years ago, years and years and years ago. We were close. And had used to run the streets and kind of hang out a lot. And they died last week unexpectedly. Um, don't know the cause of death. Don't ask me. I don't know. But they died. Just opened a business, had a house, cars, very successful young man. We were the same age. And I said, I'm gonna go to his wake. The whole time I'm going, I'm like butterflies in the stomach. What's gonna happen? Because then I kept thinking, when was the last time that I've had a situation like that? And that was definitely when my mom died in '05. 2015, sorry. Not '05, but 2015. So it was like, how am I gonna react? How is this gonna be? I was not close with this person anymore, so it wasn't like a really good friend died. That would have been a whole different situation, but it was somebody that I knew. And this is the second person I've known that has died in the last couple weeks. So just seeing him in the casket and talking to his mom, gave his mom a very long hug and talked to her. It's just crazy. Like I don't ever want to hurt anybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever want to hurt anybody. And people are dying. They're dying. Everybody's just dying. There's been so much death in the last like 3 years. And I don't ever want to leave a bad taste in anybody's mouth. Now, if people just hate you because of you or you and you doing your thing, that's one thing. But I don't want to intentionally do anything to hurt anybody. Because I don't. I just don't. And that's just what it is. I feel like I'm rambling, but long story short, I do something that hurts you or that you don't like or you feel like I'm attacking you, is definitely not on purpose. Because if I don't fuck with you, you will know I don't fuck with you because I'm not good at being fake. I actually hate it. I actually hate it. My best friend laughs at me all the time. He used to be on phone with me at work, and I'd be like, hey, 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 hey. I'd be fake laughing at people. It's horrible, and he just be laughing at how fake that is. I ain't good at being fake, and I always wanna, and if I put time into our relationship or whatever it is, I always want to see it go into a positive direction. And I'm not always right. I'm not always politically correct in how I say things. And just feel free to have a conversation with me, and I will definitely clear it up. And I don't mind clearing it up publicly and taking ownership in my part in any of the situations. That's just what it is, and that's just where it at. I'm always gonna be cheerleaders for my friends, past, present, and future. I'm always gonna support them, even if they decide they don't want to talk to me anymore. Like shit, some of my friends have that come in town and don't say shit and then be like, "Oh, I was gonna hit you up, but," I'll be like, "Oh, okay, cool. Wish you the best." And it kind of is what it is. But guys, feel free to check out my other podcast. Lot more going on, trying to be a little bit more consistent, and it's all love, it's all peace, and I'll see you guys or hear you guys next time on the Eugene Smile Show.